When we got there this morning to the scene, there were still 3 cruisers on site. 2 of those have left, but still, police are on scene investigating. Now, they're searching all 5 properties that the accused killer, Bruce McArthur, owns. 4 of those are in the Toronto area, but one of them is actually just 10 minutes outside of Madoc on Cooper Road, just east of the village of Madoc. The fire broke out around 11 p.m. last night here on George Street. Fire crews got to the scene at about 11:30 and started battling the blaze immediately. So here's some shots from the scene last night. As you can see, some very big flames. I don't know if you can see behind me, but there is a car behind those snowbanks over there, a big van, and it's completely covered by all the snow. The second snowmobiler's body was located later last night. Central Region OPP have not released his name yet, but they have said that he is from the Durham region. So the union is demanding that the province invest more money on their frontline workers in Ontario colleges. Pretty quiet here this morning, Teresa. There are actually some faculty members arriving on scene for the picket lines behind me. Just about 2 or 3 so far, but more are expected to come this morning as we reach day 15 of the strike. If it's determined the city does need a new OHL league-sized facility, then there are still lots of questions to be asked, like how many ice pads is it going to have? How many seats is it going to have? Where's the location of it? Is it going to stay here? Is it going to go downtown, which is what some people are pushing for? But that, of course, determines on the size, because it would be a much larger building. You'd still need parking. Yeah, and you know what? The library is indoors, which is good because we do have some rain on the way. Let's segue right into weather, yes. Because yeah, it looks like actually we're going to be seeing some rain sooner rather than later. Again, things could change. But let's take a look at current. A lot of very heavy rain down in Windsor, London, Sarnia area. They're actually getting about 15 to 20 millimeters of rain today. So let's consider ourselves lucky. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting anything near that amount of rain. And it's all, this big low pressure system right here is actually going to move underneath Peterborough. So we hopefully don't really have to worry about it. If you're down by the lake, you might see a little bit of that rain. Peterborough will be seeing it within the next couple of hours. It looks like 2 to 4 millimeters is what we could see today, and another 1 to 3 millimeters on top of that tonight is possible.
It's gotten quite gray.
Yeah, look how dark it is outside. This is the tower cam, so it is a little bit darker from the tower cam. But yeah, very hazy outside, and we do have some light rain falling in Peterborough right now, sitting at 11 degrees. It's possible we could see between 5 to 10 millimeters of rain today, and then another 15 on top of that tomorrow. Ontario's Conservatives are in disarray. Just months away from an election, the party is mired in scandal. Their leader, Patrick Brown, resigning over allegations of sexual misconduct. We'll learn more this afternoon about the helicopter crash near Tweed that killed 4 Hydro One workers. The chopper crashed last Thursday as it was preparing to land. Durham Regional Police say the discovery of a man's body in an Oshawa apartment on Sunday afternoon is now the city's 9th homicide of the year. Police were called to Simcoe Street, where a man was found dead in a vacant apartment. A post-mortem exam determined he died of sharp force trauma. He's been identified as 31-year-old Jeffrey Allen Johnston of Oshawa. Police do not have a suspect at this time. Well, tens of thousands are filtering through Pearson today to make it home for the holidays.
Every night when I went out and did something against my core values, against who I was and what I wanted in life, that was, I feel, the death of my soul.
To anyone driving by, these might look like sex workers, choosing to do their work on their own terms. But a lot of times it's much more controlled, manipulative, and more violent than what meets the eye. And very often, it's not a choice.
Predators know prey.
We'll call this woman Sarah. We've concealed her identity because the man she's describing is still looking for her, and he's branded her wrists, so we can't even show her hands.
He knew the moment he saw me that I was a young, vulnerable girl with self-esteem issues. He knew that he could love me and doll me up, and I would do whatever it took to keep him around.
It's how many human trafficking cases begin. A vulnerable woman becoming entangled with a controlling man who uses attention, drugs, and violence to control and exploit her. And according to police, the term human trafficking is used in any situation where someone is forced into sex work by someone else.
Our numbers are very, very high for the number of clients that I've had compared to other victim services.
Leslie, who prefers not to use her full name, works at Victim Services Peterborough. She says this is a hot spot for the crime. Their calendar year runs from April to April, and since April 2017, Victim Services has seen 65 cases. It's the most recorded in Peterborough so far.
Unfortunately, as long as your area has hotels and motels, you're going to have it.
In Sarah's case, she had moved to a different province before being trafficked. That's when the man she thought was her boyfriend turned out to be her trafficker. Before she knew it, he was arranging to have her dropped off on a big city street corner every night, turning tricks.
On the nights I made a lot of money, he showed me so much love and attention and affection, and I got everything I needed. On the times where I didn't make money, I would get abused, beat.
It's a vicious cycle of manipulation and fear. And as much as we don't like to think of it, these situations are extremely prevalent in Peterborough and even Lindsay. Sarah managed to break that cycle, but it wasn't easy. And for too many, it's simply not an option. Lindsay Biscaya, Checks News, Peterborough.